I am happy to eat, Mrs. Chen.
No, you cannot eat, Mrs. Chen. What? Nothing?
Oh dear God. I shit you not, this franchise will go down in history as either the dumbest series of fun films or the funnest series of dumb films, take your pick. I'm surprised Hardy was still down to play this role considering how down he was while promoting the first one. Yeah, he probably signed a multi-picture deal, but expensive lawyers are a thing, you know. It's not like they could really force him. Could they? Honestly, I think actors, whether big or small, are just happy to be in any movies at all, considering it's the apocalypse, because this is the closest thing to it. I mean, hardcore Christians must believe that this is the real deal, right? All you fundamentalist Christians, leave a comment below. Is this the apocalypse or a dud? Should I make my house dragon-proof, or should I buy a toad-repelling umbrella? So I'm watching the trailer, and this looks to be an enjoyable movie. And that's not at all what everyone says about every trailer ever. This is different, okay? It's legit. Yeah, it's not R-rated this time either, but I've come to realize something about ratings, because everyone gets their panties in a wedgie over R ratings nowadays. Oh, it's gotta be R-rated because Deadpool and Logan did it, otherwise it's not the uncut vision of the director. And yes, I was one of the people that thought Venom should have been rated R. I mean, if not this, then what? But here's what I've since learned. Here's my grand revelation. It doesn't matter. You know how I know this? Simple. I watched Mortal Kombat 2021 and felt nothing. Don't get me wrong, it's got blood and guts and gore, but it still came across as a PG-13 film, you know what I mean? Honestly, the games feel more visceral to me than this movie, which, when a bunch of pixels on the screen get a bigger reaction than live action, that kinda defeats the purpose of the not safe for squeamish rating. By that same token, a lot of people still get surprised when they find out that things like the Joker's pencil trick from The Dark Knight are PG-13 and not hard R. And that's because an R rating is no substitute for intensity, let's call it that. You can play around with the intensity of a scene, with the gravity of what's happening on screen without having to resort to blood and guts necessarily. So maybe the movie can have its cake and eat it, who knows. The spider scene is great, but while I'm sure every YouTuber and their dog is clickbaiting people with titles like, "Could this mean Spider-Man is in the film?" or "Why this sets up a Venom Spider-Man sequel?" I'm pretty sure it's just a cutesy bitsy Spider-Man reference-y and nothing more, so keep your shirts on, you rock stars. I think the biggest lesson they learned from the first one is to just go ham on the comedy. Everyone loved that aspect, so they probably went like that one uninteresting kid who one day gets a throwaway compliment about his drumming during band practice, so he decides to bang on the drums at the expense of everyone around him like his life depends on it, forcing that aspect of himself on his friends, classmates, and parents until their heads explode from sheer impotent rage. And I'm not trying to imply they'll overdo it, mind you. If anything, the movie stands to be a bit more tonally cohesive than its predecessor, who was about as consistent as Two-Face's judging on a talent show, and not for lack of trying. Let's play a game. I will list the main bits that the film could get right or wrong, and we'll all yell good or bad according to how we think it'll handle those aspects. Story, bad. Love interest, bad. Relationship between Brock and Venom, good. Action, good. Carnage, good. I'm pretty sure I heard you all agree with me. I didn't. And Andy Serkis is directing. That's okay, I'll take it. So strange, I don't know what to make of this. This is the true wild card here, because the guy has reached a certain, let's say, status or reputation, as evidenced by his colossal body of work. So this could mean good things, since he can presumably tell Sony that it's his way or the highway, which could solve the creative integrity part. On the other hand, maybe he's the type of guy who just says, fuck it, I'm in. Again, as evidenced by his Gigantamax library of films he's been in. Maybe he was like, I never turned down a project, particularly one with disgusting amounts of CGI. Heck, I'll do it even if I have to mocap Venom myself while piggybacking Tom Hardy for 6 months straight. In fact, particularly if I have to do that. I guess the more relevant thing is not his starring roles, but his directing ones, of which I found one, then got too lazy to trudge through the rest of his filmography. Which got decent reviews, so I guess anything's possible. Look at it this way. Has Andy Serkis been in bad films? No. Has he been in overrated films? Wait a minute, let me just see something. Yup, still there. On the one hand, you've got heavyweights like Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson, and Andy Serkis in one corner. On the other, you've got self-styled Spider-Man film ruiner Avi Arad. Who will win? I mean, it's not like Avi's not well-intended, far be it from me to suggest such a thing. It's well known that Venom is his favorite character, and he's consistently tried to shoehorn him into every single thing he's done for the past 30 fucking years. But at the same time, it's not like the first Venom was all that good. I'm just gonna say it, I think Woody Harrelson's gonna be a standout. I think he's He's at that optimal combination of age, experience, and point in his career to just take this role and wreak some garbage on it. I mean Carnage. So yeah, the trailer looks cool. There's a lot to like. There's Hardy, there's Andy, there's Woody getting a Hardy for Hardy. There's no doubt gonna be more of what worked in the last one. There's Shriek, there's a detective that Venom apparently wants to eat. But of course, the main question that needs answering is, will there be Carnage or will there be garbage? Share your predictions below. I read comments more diligently than my tax information.